Just a little way up the river for everyone to catch up and recuperate, because I've got Girona out with her 3 legs and Mickey, but I've realised I've committed the cardinal sin of leaving my penknife at home, and this is a very stupid thing to do out in the campo. I'll explain why. Now, here is Manolo, and Manolo has his gazpacho on. Now, gazpacho sounds a bit like gazpacho, which is a soup, so don't ever get it confused. What it is a form of contraception, isn't it, darling? So that means they can walk out with the goats, but you are in control of when they're going to mate and when they're not going to mate. Well, I've just broken up a fight between Chinny and him. Now, Chinny's got horns, and 2 years ago, Chinny, being Chinny, always gets herself into trouble, had a fight with one of Antonio's bitty goats and got her horns caught here. She got her horns caught, it twisted round and then twisted round her neck. Luckily Antonio saw it immediately and he had to use his penknife to cut it away, because her tongue was out, her eyes were popping, and if a penknife wasn't handy she would have died. And today she's decided to fight with him, and I forgot my penknife, so I'm keeping them apart with the help of Paz. Now, is everybody caught up? Let's have a look. I'm looking for Patio, she's still over there. This would be a good opportunity to have a look at some of the teats and explain why I'm now separating them from their mums in the mornings. They come in at night, they have their tea, and then they're with their babies all night until about 9 o'clock. I separate the mums at 9. They're brought in, I top off any milk that's left over and put them in the other corral. They can still see their babies, but it gives them time to recuperate and they don't get lopsided. Last year I mucked up on a couple of the goats, and now I'm trying very hard to put it right. Let me find... there she is. This is Wolfie over here. Now, last year she had 3, and I decided not to separate them until they were about 3 weeks old during the daytime. The consequence of that was that her left teat became much larger than the right, because she had 2 boys sucking on one side and 1 girl on the other, and she became totally lopsided. Let's see if you can see now. But she has 2 at the moment, and so I'm milking off the left hand side. Excuse me, Monty. Milking off the left hand side and trying to balance them up, and it's slowly working. Here we have Molly. Monty, would you please move? Thank you. No, you see, Molly's perfectly even. But the biggest breakthrough was Patty over on the other side. I'll go find her. I'm just bringing them down from one hill because we're going to climb up there and then walk along and get up to this hill here. So now we've come to the last watering spot, and since I've been here it has never dried up. Oh, there's a man running. Come on, Rose, out the way. And this is wonderful clear water. This can be quite tricky getting down here, and there's a lot of brambles. As you can see, it looks beautiful. I can get it all along there. Fill up, girls. If I go slowly they won't rush past and then think later, oh, I wish I had a drink. And this one here, oh, there's carbon coming down. This side is for the goat, and always this side is for the dogs, and they rush down the hill and just lay in it. Ah, that's what the hold up is. Chilly and Alice. Come on you two, come down. If I cross over. They'll come. Good boy, Monty. Bars open down below. Okay. I think it's time for me to have a quick slurp before walking up there. Well, I decided not to take them to the top of that hill because I was walking up. I couldn't find anything for them to eat. They were just walking for walking's sake. I skirted around here and dropped them down. There's a nice breeze come up, and I brought them under this cliff. Now there's some munches here, as you can see they're eating away. Not a lot, damn sight more than these up the top. This should be carpeted with flowers and all the herbs. But this is how it would be in June without the cereal heat. So I'm going to clamber down into this gorge here. Hopefully they should follow and we'll find something. Ah, Monty. Monty's not a pure mastine. He's a very good boy. The job of a mastine is to guard the herd. Well, Monty feels that it's me that he's got to guard, and so in the time when it's November, when all the hunters come out and the asparagus pickers, he stays at home because he can be quite menacing if any of them come close or chat to me. He's quite fearless, although he's an absolute favourite with my mother-in-law, who used to be scared of big dogs till she met Monty. You see, he's looking now all along the hills to see if he can see or smell anything, and having a scratch. You're a very good boy, Monty. He's about 5 now, and his best friend is Carmen the fat sheep. They were brought up together. Yeah. Where are the girls now? Are they slowly coming down from the cliff? Yes, well, here's Alice, that's a sure sign. So I'll just start walking up this gorge and see if we can find it. I've managed to find this little olive grove. I know who the owner is, but I brought them in because there's some herbs and some old olives, but I've got to... Oi, hey! Make sure nobody takes chunks out of the trees. But it's good if I can just bring them in different food. And there's some cabbages, wild cabbage over there, which they love. So I've just got to keep an eye on them. Alice has claimed the best lot. Yeah. Perhaps he's on the lookout. Make sure no one takes a chunk out of the olive trees. just looking for India, who I believe should be the next one to give birth. Oh, here she is. Right in front of me. This one here. A few more days yet. Hey, who is that? Alma. Don't, Alma. See, that's good. They know their names. I mean, otherwise you'll be saying, "Oi, you with big horns and the sort of browny colour with a spot." Once they've got the gist of who they are, their names, they can be shouted at. Oh no, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. It's him. There we are. Will you stop that? Oh, don't blame her. You're the one that did it, Hildegard. As you can hear, I go slightly mad on your own in the camper. Willow! Willow! Make sure the dogs are all here. Hey, no one's asked the dogs to do anything. Paz, no. Paz, no. Let Girona go. A rate of knots. And she's travelled quite some distance. She's been walking now 4 hours. Goodness. Oh, that's it. They're back off into the rough bits on. Who's behind me? Oh, just the sheep. We're okay. I'm slowly wending my way back home, trying to find Julia. I never know when you want them, are they? No. Julia? Let's walk through here. Ah, there she is. Now, this was my big disaster of last year. Julia had her boy, a big boy, and a little girl. And I didn't separate them quick enough, and we were talking earlier about the teats. And let me have a look. Monty, don't move there. You see, she has now 3, so you can imagine the problems. I'm getting there, but what I think I'm going to have to do, as one of her big boys is just that little bit bigger, I'll swap him over to somebody else to feed. I mean, she's out of a bonsai. Nearly didn't make it into this world. And you can read about her on my blog. We do love Julia. It was Girona, the one with the 3 legs, that adopted her and protects her. Mind you, I think Julia should protect Girona now. Even though she's very small, she can stick up for herself. Oh, they're all out. Let's have a look. Oh, they're all behaving themselves. It's a bit cloudy, but still no sign of rain. Come on, girls.